Is it me or is rap music just getting weird?
Yeah, back in the rap with this smooth precision to flow. Ticky squeeze for show like it's 94. So fuck your style. I'll rip in these beats wild. I'm making it with the pen like the line of post striker through the whip. I never gon' represent what is so hesitant. Has in my pocket what is that is linked. And I'll sing it again. Trying to stack money to the ceiling to see and see the enemy's grin. Sock them in the chin. But I'm all about peace. Unless you fuckin' with me, then you gonna see possibly the most ruthless motherfucker to rock a screen. No conspiracy. You don't be doing me. I'll give you, but you don't listen. Bristling with the flow. I'm making it with the composition. I give you with the presence of greatness. You listen. Fuck this industry. Thinking the mouth is the vision. So what you want? What you want for this life? You better strive. Better look to the skies. Get up and rise. Yeah. On a mission for greatness. On a mission for greatness. Yeah. Let it ride out. Wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, surface up and you see what's good. What's good? Yeah. What's good? Wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, surface up and you see what's good. What's good? Yeah. What's good? Wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, so what's up, and you see what's good. What's next? The concept was taken fresh to end off or pretend. Demolish the enemy with pen. The only weapon I went equipped and intercepted. I was fucking with bitch with potential, the ever essence. Manifesting these blessings. Then I seek on my future, the wilderness of the temple forever. In the hooter. Fuck that with the gas, never using common sense. Very particular with the shit that I write. Written words, be the reason your mentality so high. So take a step back, you don't wanna miss that. Try to stack, but then for the crumbs on the get back. Trying to relax it and act with facts. But these motherfuckers niggas are all realize all the many raps. So I just take it in stride and let the rest fall behind. You bitches equal decide if you guys wanna die. So put your reason to hide, compilation filled with genocide. So close your eyes to the needing to part of the world. So this moment to target up on my back. Yeah. What's next? The concept is taking fresh. What's next? The concept is taking fresh to end off with pretend. But wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, surface up and you see what's good. What's good? Yeah. What's good? Wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, surface up and you see what's good. What's good? Yeah. What's good? Wheels turning, life learning, keep burning. That's for certain. Flying down the fire, but we feeling so good. I'm cool, so what's up, and you see what's good.
Do it. You know what it is. Oside Lens in the building. Aaron the poet. He's the truth. Y'all know what it is. Vista, North County, all day. Come on. Yeah. Hey.
What's up? How you guys doing? Welcome to the Kick It Podcast, brought to you live by Kick It Labs, only here in Oceanside. I'm Louis Lope. I'm here with O-Side Lens, and we have our special guest of tonight, BlackJack. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you for inviting me, man.
Thank you, man.
Stoked.
Yeah, BlackJack in the building. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. You've been a big leader in our community and also a great friend, man. So how are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
There you go. It's
Stoked.
it's crazy, you know, living this life in San Diego, North County. You know, people go through things every single day. Things happen, but we continue to push forward and continue to strive with our community.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I've seen you do for quite a while now. So shout out to you, man.
Thanks. Yeah, we started the nonprofits in 2010 to rebuild the skate parks in Vista.
Yeah.
Those kids were like my family, and they were like, oh, well, let's tear down the skate park and kick all the kids out.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, dude, what do we do? And I told them a few illegal things that were a bad idea.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I've heard. And I promised them we'd try and do something to get them a park again, and that started the whole thing. And once we got the park done, you know, we working with all these nonprofits and things, and you know, you can't stop.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, well, we cared, but now we don't. You know, you feel kind of two-faced that way, so you just had to keep going, and then that just spawned all these other nonprofits for various other things that we were doing anyway, and, you know, people will come and go, and you eventually end up taking the things over yourself, and we've got 13 nonprofits now in North County. So, yeah, it's fun, man. It's, you know, you get to give back every day.
Yeah.
You know, get paid in smiles, you know?
Yeah.
Say get paid in smiles.
That is crazy. So how did that whole skate park project go down? Like it wasn't easy, I'm sure.
No, it was crazy. A couple of a retired teacher and a current teacher started it, but they were in kind of like protest mode. You know, like we're gonna yell at the city and make them do the right thing, and it was not the way to approach it.
Yeah.
And the mayor got pissed and declared skateboarders a criminal street gang.
Oh, shit. How long ago was this?
This would have been 2010, I would guess, 2011.
So not even that long ago.
Yeah, and while, you know, it's fun to talk about and say, yeah, we were pretty notorious, on the flip side, if there was more than 3 kids skating somewhere, there would be, you know, full gang squad attack with zip ties and submachine guns and body armor, which was not cool. And you know, they'd have huge fines and all these community service hours, and, you know, just for skating, and the parents would have to go to San Diego to get their board back.
Yeah.
And it was just this whole crazy thing. Eventually we were able to do community service hours for those kids, and it was a little bit of revenge on the city because they'd come in with like 60, 80, 100 community service hours and be like, okay, you guys skate. And they're like, what do you mean skate? They're like, well, that's what your community service is. You got to skate around.
Oh, what a beautiful use of power, man.
Yeah.
You know, we did some projects and stuff, and mostly it was just like, hey, man, just be a kid. You know, the stuff they were taking away from you, you know, was not right. So just, you know, go ahead and be a kid, because you can't do that for long, you know?
Yeah, that is true. And especially
very
nowadays, man, like, we're skipping a lot of those, like, childhood steps now, you know, due to, like, technology and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Kids are, like, instantly grown up.
Yeah.
Or at least convinced they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Which
that
can be
part.
even worse, you know, being like, I know everything, even sooner than when you're, like, 13 and you actually know everything.
Yeah, no, big time.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, I'm just gonna bring this down here because people gotta see who BlackJack is.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Now we got
Now
a
you've
face.
done it.
Now we got a
There we
face
go,
right
there we
there.
go.
I was trying to hide there. Big yellow ball. Just,
Yup.
I looked like a happy face.
Hey, match the hat right there.
So, how did you end up going, like, the nonprofit way?
It was kind of the next logical step. You know, we
Okay.
incorporated, and it's kind of funny because once we started making those steps to actually to be able to address the city and other people properly, you know, and not just be like, oh, we're yelling for this. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people, and including the founders of the skate park thing, got really mad that we were like organized and moving forward. They're like, well, let's just keep it at the coffee table. It's like, that's not how you get it done. You gotta bust ass to get this stuff done. And yeah, that was just kind of, it just arose from that. You know, I actually had one of the kids call me and say, hey, there's some like ladies doing our skate park thing or something. They don't skateboard. They're not into skateboarding. And what's up with that? So I had to go down and like, you know, talk to these people and find out what their thing was. And yeah, they went about it the wrong way. And it was a lot of work. I spent almost a year just trying to get a meeting with the mayor after they made her mad. And, but it was cool because it went and Patrick was there, the city manager. He was like this total badass dude to back her up in case we yelled like the last people did, right? They actually had to call security to drag the ladies out when they had met them. That's why it took me a year to get an interview. I went in there and Patrick's like, hey, I still have my GNS from when I was a kid in my dad's garage. I was like, dude, you're one of us. You're a skater like I used to be. It's like, there's no used to be. You know, you're either a skater or you're not. You still got your board. You're definitely a skateboarder. So yeah, and then it was super friendly and cool. And the mayor's like, hey, I have ideas about skatable art and all that stuff. I was like, wow, why argue with people when you can just work with them?
Yeah, figure it out, you know.
Yeah, and it just went good from there. You know, it's as soon as I made a contact with the mayor personally and made friends, you know, basically. It took, 10 years, but other than that, and you got to come up with like $1 million, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. But yeah, it's great to drive by there and see all the kids skating, and there's always somebody there doing something fun and healthy. Rather than all the crap you get into as a kid today.
Especially in North County.
Yeah. Well, and just being outside doing stuff. Even. Yeah. I mean, even if you're gonna go out and do crimes or something, it's like, hey, at least you're outside, kid. All right, It could be worse.
And there's a lot of wrong place, wrong time as well that happens too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But just to go back a little bit here, and you're talking about Park and Rec, Patrick.
In Vista, city manager.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, good guy. Turned out to be a real good guy. He had a real reputation. Everybody was like, you better watch out for him, but he was super chill. Yeah. Doesn't have the job anymore. He went on to another another city. They recruit the hell out of people that are good. That's the way it goes sometimes.
That's gotta be cool as hell though, as a job. Like, a different city just recruited me. I had to live in that jurisdiction there, so they got me a house and everything. I'm good to go. Yeah, that's gotta be nice right there. So kids, man, hit those books. Just do the things that you guys love. Today in our times, opportunity is everything. Yeah, you get those opportunities.
And you can kind of make your own opportunities too by just trying hard and doing the right thing, and eventually people notice. Yeah, that's kind of what we had to do with the skate park. We started out, okay, screw it. We're just gonna start doing all this nonprofit stuff for other nonprofits, for nonprofits that meant something to city council and the mayor. And all of a sudden they were like, "Whoa, you're doing something for my favorite nonprofit." Yeah, and either. I mean, it's either karma or guilt tripping. You can look at it either way, right? Way. Yeah. But it worked out. So.
Yeah, and it speaks volumes to what people have to do out here. If you're trying to make moves, if you're trying to just progress, man, you have to play the game. You have to learn what game they're playing, and then play it to the best of your abilities. And you have to be like a Michael Jordan of things too.
And the thing I learned that was odd is the most important thing is just being friendly. Right. Yeah. I was like, oh God, I got to learn all this, all this stuff, and it just turned out to be. Hang out with the mayor for a while and talk to her, and we ended up being friends. She's like, oh, well, I'll build a skate park. That's a good idea. Yeah. And it's literally just, being friendly and making connections with people. And that's what it's all about, really. Yeah. And it's crazy, too, because we've had this podcast planned for a little bit already. And
I've told people like, yo, man, we got BlackJack. I'm so excited, man. He's gonna come to the podcast. He's like, BlackJack, the dude that built the skate parks, and I was like, yeah, man. So it's like it precedes you, like your whole organization, everything. People know what you're doing out here, and you're making a difference, man.
Yeah, growing up skating and riding bikes, I'd have friends that I'd see they were about to do something stupid they were gonna get busted for. It's like, why are you guys doing that? It's like, we're just gonna do it, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go ride this ditch over here. And you're like, whatever, dude, you're not cool. And then I'd hear from a while back, hey, we're in jail, It's like,
who would have thought?
Right, it was so obvious, Like, okay, whatever. And, saved my ass a lot of times. I think back, and I remember in high school, I thought I was just, like, doing stupid criminal shit, right?
Right.
And I look back, and like, my BMX racing stats were, like, I was racing, like, 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
I was like, I barely even remember that, because I was partying and shit, but I was like, wow, I was actually doing my sport when everybody was out, trying to get as hammered as they could, and I still got in enough trouble as it was, but it sure would have been worse if I would have just been doing nothing but getting in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's good to have like that thing where you can just, okay, I'm just doing my own thing. You guys want to make bad decisions,
go ahead,
go for it. Yeah. Because you can't change people's minds, really. Like, hey,
absolutely,
be like me. That doesn't really work.
Yeah.
If somebody sees what you're doing and it's working, that's fantastic. But you can't tell people what to do.
Absolutely,
that's not going to happen, especially kids.
No, and that's huge. So let's continue into this. You had a big love for BMX and also dirt bike.
Yeah, raced both from the time I was like 6 years old. First BMX race was at John Landis Park, and it was one of the first BMX races.
Wow.
It was like in '71.
Damn.
Yeah, and old Carlsbad Raceway, going to the dirt bike races. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And it's funny how many people I see now that are like, oh, yeah, that was my favorite thing growing up, too. And, like, you wouldn't necessarily expect it. A lot of lowriders are like, yeah, that was my first thing, man, bikes. And, I actually just started racing again at 58 years old. Been out of it for like 38, 39 years. And
How'd it go?
It went good. I got smoked by some super famous dudes, so I was like, all right.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Local races are a little less pressure, but it was like a big vintage BMX reunion thing.
Nice.
So everybody whose poster was on your wall as a kid was like right next to you, looking at you like,
crazy.
You suck. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be harsh. And it was, but it was a blast. So.
Yeah. And that's the important thing is like you're doing all these great things and you're enjoying it. You're having fun doing it.
Well, that's the trick in life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be happy and have fun and try and do something you enjoy, as a living if you can. That's the best.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into skating and bike riding in the first place?
A lot of that was influence of my dad. He had a surfboard company in the late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. So when I was born, we already had surf and skate shops in the Valley and in Venice and even in the islands.
Nice.
So I just kind of was like, my dad was a pretty famous surfer and shaper especially, and I wasn't going to do what he had done because, if you do exactly what your dad did, you get that whole like, oh, you just did what your dad did. So I was like, I'm going to skateboard. And he was kind of like, okay, whatever, man, go for it. But all the time he pushed me into motorsports and into racing with the BMX too. A lot of that is from us going and watching contests and stuff. With skating, you're judged, on your style. Somebody is just like, oh, I like your style, I don't like your style. Yeah. And in racing, man, you either win or you don't. Yeah. There's no like, oh, I don't like your shirt or whatever.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, I won.
It's like I crossed the line first, so that's always really appealed to me because I always kind of had like a look or whatever that wasn't all that popular, so I wasn't going to win on the whole clean-cut kid thing. So, racing has definitely always been a thing.
So speaking of your appearance, you stand out like a sore needle, man. You stand out, dude. Like the first time I seen you, I'm like, I've seen that guy before. Who is he? You know, I'm DJing and I just see you walk by, and I was like, I've seen him before. Who is he? And then you come up and you introduce yourself, and I was like, I knew it. And like you can if you go to a concert or something, like and you look at the front row, like you could point yourself out right there.
Right.
What is that style? Where does that come from? What is like a name for that? Because you know some people are rockers, some people are hip hop guys.
I was
or
a punk rocker when it first started. When like the Pistols first came over, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And but then like it evolved because being from Venice, I always had kind of like a lowrider background, and my dad was actually a Zoot Suit cat way back.
Wow.
And just before World War II.
Yeah.
Before he had to go into the military
Yeah.
at 16 because of issues
Yeah.
from the Zoot Suit actually
Yeah.
wearing. So like, you know, I got a lot of that from like the punk rock thing, but then like Suicidal happened, and there was like, oh, okay, this kind of mixes everything. There was like skateboarding, punk rock, low riding. It was like, oh yeah, this is.
Yeah.
And so that was I kind of ended up just mixing the things, you know, and like take a little bit from each. And I had friends in kind of like each scene.
Yeah.
You know, like we came here
It's a mixture.
from Venice, and it was like lowriders are skaters and surfers, and it was all one thing. And I come here, and it was like those are the people that fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? Wait a minute. How can that be? I like ruined my first Rumble by knowing everybody. And you're like, hey, why don't we just party, man? Because you guys are all homies. And everybody's just like, you're weird, but yeah, you got a point. And so I ruined that shit.
Yeah.
Washington Junior High, but yeah, it's still just always been my vibe. Just like being chill. That's shit. It's easy enough, and yeah, and you know the skateboarding thing. There's kind of a little bit of like a style to that, but it's still more really punk rock than. I was never much of a jock. Even when I was racing, I was like wearing punk rock shit, and people just looked at me like, "You're weird, man." But still, like, I see some guys like a couple weeks ago at this reunion that were like, "I remember you. You were that weird fucker, right?" Like, yeah, that was
Still
me.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel it, man. How would you describe your skating style?
I'm fully old school, like 70s, 80s. Yeah, I can't kickflip. I can't kickflip at all. So when kickflipping happened, actually, Matt Hensley was one of the first guys to start doing that on transition. He skated on a ramp every day, and I remember telling him, "Dude, don't kickflip. That's not a cool trick. That's like freestyle, man." And he made it happen. And then everybody started doing it. And I was like, "Shit, I can't do that trick." I tried. I lobbied against it, you know.
Yeah.
It was fruitless.
It happened. It's kind of crazy because like. I don't know. When I was growing up, that was always like a pastime somebody can go to. You know, like yo, you get your first board, just like you don't even know where the fuck it came from, but you got a board now, and it's like yo, I'm just gonna ride around.
You needed to ride somewhere, you got your skateboard. Go for it.
Yeah, and you can just like they're cheap. You can carry them around. That's the thing with BMX. You know, it's like
you got to find somewhere to put them.
Gotta have a ride. You know?
Yeah. No, and that's I think it's still going on today. Parents and everybody like that's a great gift is a skateboard. Like here you go, man.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
I've given a ton of skateboards away. That's one of my favorite things, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge, man. That's huge.
I love to give it. It's called sharing the stoke, right? I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know anything about scogging? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, that's actually a bro of mine, Steve Makeda.
That's my guy right there.
Really?
Yeah, good friend of mine right there. Next time you see him, tell him I said what's up. Man.
Yeah,
What's scogging?
Steve is great, man.
Yeah, it's just like not doing any tricks or anything like that. It's just cruising, man.
Oh,
yeah,
both
like
feet.
Long distance skateboarding.
Long distance skateboarding.
And pushing with both feet instead of just one.
Mm-hmm. Great.
It's hard.
It's hard, man.
It's hard.
It's hard, and it's a great way of exercising too. Like,
interesting.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, Steve used it to get back to health after cancer.
Shout out to Steve Makeda, man.
Yeah,
he's the man. He's the man.
Good guy.
He showed me pictures of what he used to look like as like a hard, like
he
punk
was
rock,
a hardcore punk.
hardcore
back east.
Dude, he was like
Cleveland.
260 pounds, man, in Cleveland, saying fuck Pittsburgh, all this stuff, you know, and big Browns fan, and then he got sick and he needed to get healthy, and he adopted this from, I forget the legend. I forget the legend.
Oh yeah, he was just inducted into the Skateboard Hall of Fame.
Yes, and he met him, and it changed his life.
Yeah,
changed his life completely, and he's right now taking his legacy as his own, and pushing Skoggy to all kinds of people.
Yeah, guy rides 1,000,000 miles every day.
Yeah,
I remember he was working at Callaway and living in Vista and just commuting.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
Rain or shine.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. It's like, what are you doing, man? I'm riding to work. He's just both legs just going.
Yeah, like 15 miles to work and back, and be like, wow, I couldn't push for more than about a mile before I'd die, probably.
Yeah. Super dope, dude. Shout out to Steve, man.
Yeah,
you got to come on over here, tell his life story, man. He's been through some shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and he's still
He's actually
going.
on my board of directors in the skate
Oh,
park.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh,
See, I love it. We're gonna cross paths again. Dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
It's a small world.
It is, man. That's something that I think we've learned. That you have to go out there and do good business. Don't fuck people over. If there's somebody that has to take a loss, it's probably just gonna have to be yourself, man. Take that loss and just move forward, because it's not worth ruining your name, your value, your brand.
Yeah.
Over something completely stupid. Yeah. 100%. But that's something that I think the whole community is learning. Like we've noticed it increasingly this past year after COVID.
After COVID, the COVID was like
it was like I see it as everyone was kind of forced to take a time out.
Yeah. Well, and to think like what matters.
Yeah.
Because you'll see the people that were kind of self-centered before. They're just fuck it. I'm all about me now.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you want to help out with this thing for the community? Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They're like not having any part of it. But the people that are for real are like the total opposite. They're like, you know what? I've decided now, since we almost all died.
Yeah.
We got to do the right thing, and it makes up for the people that are self-centered.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah. And I think this is the most that I've seen all of North County as close
as a unit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's huge because there's always been that San Diego North County thing that separates us, and now slowly but surely there's starting to be a bridge. There's a real bridge being built between San Diego folks and North County folks, where we all work together.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it needs to spread.
Yeah.
And spread more.
Yeah. 100%, man. So, BlackJack, tell me about your tattoos, man. How many tattoos do you have, bro?
I had uncountable. Yeah. I'm pretty much bodysuited.
Wow.
In the front. Back still a couple little spots. But yeah, I was a tattoo artist starting in 95 or 6, I guess.
Wow.
And worked in shops and stuff for a bunch of years. And when you work in a shop, if things are slow, you're like, you got to make it look like we actually work here in case somebody comes in, and somebody pretends they're a customer.
Yeah. Do you think that like the tattoo era, because it was really huge. I think for me growing up, everybody was getting tattoos. That was the thing to do when you're 16 years old. It's time to get tatted. Don't tell mom. Let's go. And do you think that's grown to a custom, or is that kind of dying down? Are people more?
I think it's more mainstream.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to really get a reaction out of people having a lot of tattoos.
Right.
And now it's just kind of, whatever, that guy might be an athlete or something. It doesn't matter. It's like
everybody has a tattoo nowadays.
Yeah. So it's that's always a funny thing with things that are kind of on the edge of acceptance. When they get accepted, that's great, but then it also sometimes completely sucks.
Yeah.
Because you kind of lose what the original thing was, and it's just like, oh, we have them at McDonald's and the Happy Meal.
Yeah. It's like it's like when you hear about a band that no one's heard of yet, and then they blow up and everybody knows them, and you're like, kind of.
Yeah,
it was just,
exactly. And they're like, oh, they're #1 hit, and they play them on the radio all the time. You're like, oh, if I ever hear that song again, I'm gonna. And then they play it again. Yeah, man, it's a weird thing. It's almost like with like we're gonna legalize cruising, and people started to let's make money off that, and let's publicize it. Let's other cities are like, let's not allow them to do that at all, because they didn't see the same thing. They're like, oh, we thought that meant guys in 55s with running shoes and
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
Cruising. They're like, we weren't thinking low riding.
Yeah. That is crazy because, like, just speaking of a city here in North County, Vista, California, they have the Rod Run.
Yeah.
They have the Rod Run, which is extremely successful, amazing event.
Funny
Make sure
story
you guys
about
go
that
out there.
I actually have.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was at the VBBA, Vista Village Business Association, they put that show on, and we were planning for the show,
Yeah.
and I was in charge of events.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about who we're going to have and whatever. I said, well, we're going to have lowriders like we did, at Burger Run, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, well, we've never had lowriders at these car shows, and you don't know what you're talking about. This one person was super mad at me.
Right.
I was like, I just went to Burger Run a few weeks ago. I got on my phone. I was like, these are the lowriders? These are their clubs?
Yeah.
This is the event? And it just turned into this big fight thing. And I eventually left the VVBA over that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, well, we're not going to have lowriders on our show. And I was like, well, you always do. And they're like, well, we're not now. Like, okay, whatever. That's whack. I'm out of here. I'm not here for that kind of thing. I'm here to help out the community.
Yeah.
And that's the reverse. And I'm not doing that.
Right. And there's always going to be those type of people that don't want progression. They don't want a certain scene to come to light or anything, and that goes.
I've got a ton of that,
and that goes through all categories. You know what I'm saying? It could be
yeah.
at work, it could be in the music scene, it could be in anything.
Yep.
Right.
Haters.
Yeah, 100%. Tell us a little bit how you got into the lowrider community.
Being from Venice, it just was kind of everywhere, and like I said, my dad was from East Los, so it just kind of always been around it. And I was into lowriding up until mid 80s.
Right.
And kind of got out of it, got super serious with my skating, and did more of that because that scene got crazy, and I kept having friends getting shot and all that bullshit.
Right.
So
right.
kind of drifted out of it, and a couple times been like, I want to get back into this, and it was still like the 90s. It was like, get lost, you're not getting back in. I was like, okay, cool. And things have changed again. So it's like, it's like with all kinds of things, you watch them go through phases.
Yeah.
Skateboarding's underground. Now it's, now it's in the Olympics. Now it's underground. Now it's in the Olympics. It just goes back and forth. The same thing
Yep.
with everything. And this time it's been like, I can get into this scene and do something good for my community at the same time. Perfect mix.
Yeah. It's a win-win right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the clubs that you do a lot of stuff with. Lowrider clubs.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff with my first love is Group North County. Those guys are
Beautiful.
my bros.
Shout out to Group.
Absolutely. Brook Life are good friends of theirs, and they're also good friends. Done some stuff with the City Life guys.
Yes, sir.
We're a sponsor of the Fuerte Summer Jam.
Beautiful.
Should be a blast.
It's gonna be crazy.
We're sponsored of the members only show.
Yes, sir.
Robert, good guy.
That's a brother right there. Shout out to Robert.
Absolutely. Drifters. We did a toy drive with them that was super cool.
Beautiful.
That was actually funny. We're working on a toy drive with them. We got a bunch of skateboards. We donated, and then they raised some money, and we bought more. And with a big raffle, raised money. Everybody brought a toy. We're just working on it. It's great.
Yeah.
We get to the end, and we're like, okay, so who are we donating to? And they're like, you. Wait, what? I was like blown away. I was just like
yeah.
And just beautiful, that kind of thing, like that gratitude,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, definitely.
You get what you give,
Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah, and shout out to Brook Life, shout out to City Life, shout out to
Yeah.
members, shout out to all the clubs out there. They all have a big part in this North County thing that we do. Not even just North County, worldwide. I feel like we are on the precedent of just being leaders in the whole lowrider community of why, because of what's going down here in North County. It's a beautiful thing, man, when people unite.
Yeah, it's like the best of the best.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right here.
And shout out to the North County Coalition or North County car clubs.
Yeah.
They once they all join forces, man, there's nothing stopping them.
Yep.
Nothing stopping them. So shout out to all of them, 100%,
Absolutely.
man. But yeah, what do you guys say? We take a quick break and then come back home.
Before we go to break, let's go through
Oh,
the comments real
we do
quick.
have
We
comments,
do have some comments on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking. I was like,
No, we saw them, but the conversation was good, and when the
Yeah.
conversation's going, we just ignore comments.
That's what I was just like, staying in the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have Humble Photography saying, "What's good, fellas? Another banger episode. Shout out to BlackJack."
Cool cat,
We have our
yeah.
boy Victor saying, "Kick it with the waves."
Hey.
And for those wondering, we would call it a skeleton crew, but this is the Panza Power crew. Victor and Bruce
Panza
couldn't
Power
make
crew.
it. Victor and Bruce couldn't make it in today, but they'll be back for the next one, man.
And just for the record, we call ourselves the Panza Power Crew
Yeah.
because we have a little belly.
Yeah,
you
got a
know?
little belly.
But we're the most athletic fools you ever seen. Man. The type of things we have to do to set up events, set up all the DJ equipment in like 30 minutes. Man,
Yeah.
Dude,
man.
it'd be surprised. Don't let the fat fool you. we got some moves.
Yeah,
Speaker
man.
cabinets and
Yeah.
stuff. Great.
It is
fun.
outrageous.
There's
man.
there's a 6-pack that's covered by this fat
right
right
under
here.
there, right under there. It's there. It's there, man. But
We're going over here to the Instagram. We have Triple OG Comics.
yeah.
And we have Omar Khalifa with the fire emojis. Galindo's Bikes and Parts saying thank you, BlackJack, for sponsoring my upcoming bike show.
Absolutely stoked on that.
And then we have Too Short Baby saying the homie. He's a big voice and active in the community. Bonzo Fallbrook Vista.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Too Short Baby. Shout out to Galindo's, man.
Mhm.
No doubt.
I'll see all you guys soon. It's amazing how united we are with different entities too. Like
Yeah.
even the truck crews, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the lowrider truck, the mini trucks. They're a big part of all this stuff that's going down.
And it's not even just like cars, and
Mhm.
bikes. It's also it goes over into the music scene as well.
Yeah.
When you're starting to see, combinations of like rock and hip hop and all this other stuff
Mhm.
just like vibing with each other, and it's
Yeah.
just beautiful watching it because, like you guys said earlier, North County didn't have that for a good while, and now it's starting
Absolutely.
to feel definitely more like what North County is.
Yeah. And then we got keep it rolling _ says keep it rolling, fellas. One love to the OG.
Hey.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think now's a good time to go take a break.
Yeah.
We are here with BlackJack. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play some more music videos, some commercials for you guys. We'll be back with the second part. See you guys in a bit.
Sweet.
Fill my Wow. Shake out. Yeah. Let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, bring the pain out from deep underground, vibrating the earth from my sound. I let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, drowned in the sounds of mountains of clowns. In the valley, prophets were found. Yeah, who but I would be destined to protect the secret styles inside water's depths. I am master of the elements, I am water plus sediment. Check the depths, keep my sorrows where Davy Jones lockers kept. Bruce Lee said be water, adaptable. The kid but hella tactical. Well grown and so golden, could not get my flow stolen. Oh, the bro is a show off, only natural, I'm showboating. Most of y'all been Shane son, got your soul stolen in a bad deal. Hard to swallow like a last meal. Rappers is puppets trying to act real. Doing anything for that massive pill. I said doing anything for that massive pill. Y'all mad desperate, the plan destined. This work is mad hectic, fam, no beyond. So we move in silence, that's clandestine. Believed in my vision so deep, just like Ash Ketchum. You jokers was laughing before, but who's the last laughing? Yeah, I let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, bring the pain out from deep underground, vibrating the earth from my sound. I let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, drowned in the sounds of mountains and clowns. In the valley, prophets were found. Yeah, this life is bittersweet, ain't for the brittle. It takes tenacity like Marshawn Lynch, attack in the middle. Busted out the fucking slaughterhouse. Let's talk about it, word of mouth, the word is out. We're seeing all through the riddles, the veil is lifting. Take a look outside, things are shitty. Politicians shifty, the streets still gritty. Still with me, trying to get bigger than Biggie. Rest in peace, Mrs. Wallace. Your son does live eternally through the next generation of creatives and storytellers. Street journalists, we going live in the stormy weather. Writing these letters, hoping that they reach you in time. Reaching your mind, save the part that's in a decline. I am a servant of the universe, I'll be your sign. I'm in the struggle too, working 3 jobs just to live uncomfortable. Remain uncomfortable like Clark Kent, stay hot like arson, and never let these motherfuckers cover you. Yeah, I let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, bring the pain out from deep underground, vibrating the earth from my sound. I let my mind flow, I see the way out. Symphonies and synchronicities, trapped into my energy. Unheard soliloquies, drowned in the sounds of mountains and clowns. In the valley, prophets were found.
Yeah. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and now by your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and now by your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman. I never knew what it could have been. The work we putting in won't be overlooked. Our body language, your boy looks shook, and he should be. I be Marcus can be at the rim, don't get touchy. I can't believe this is happening. The merge from north to south, I don't doubt many men, but many men in the end get lost. Hell of a cause, cause everyone trying to be the boss. But then society, give me a pause. Raise the applause for the fucking terrorism, making an error. Knee deep in every endeavor, stay classy and clever. Hieroglyphics to letters. Everything that I do is all for the better. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and now by your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and now by your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman.
Yeah.
You never knew that I spit the scriptures like rabbi. Spit that fake shit, never have I. You don't wanna be an enemy, but an ally. Before I have to cut your body parts like a tan line. You out your damn mind, thinking you could box with us. We like some juggernauts, homie, you ain't stopping us. Pop the clutch, speeding off with lots of bucks. You watching us, get blinded when we cock and bust. Don't ever worry about what could have been. Death around the corner, know the casket's what they put me in. Living on the bottom of the bottle, what I'm looking in. I'm going after every fucking thing that I should have been. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and I don't buy your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman. I never knew what it could have been. Adrenaline kicking in, ain't no minute, man. We taking off for the cause and I don't buy your mints. Putting out every fire like a fireman.
Is it me or is rap music just getting laser?
Yeah, reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Yeah, what? Yeah, reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. Reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. Reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. Reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. I need the presidents, fuck the dead presidents. This world's a ghetto, separate to settle, fueling the devil. Gas through the pedal, living to die, this can't be life. Life's full of wisdom, needing us back in the day, sipping here. Trying to come up with my friends, no doubt. Yeah, hit the streets, gotta show what you really be bout. Crooked cops on the prowl, at any given minute, shit can go down. No, put the trump up in the funky sounds. I was lost, but now I'm found. Playing haters, hating the style is not allowed. And there's no doubt around here. Still walking around with no fear. Let me clear the way, so don't you dare interfere. Real, till the day I die supply. The public with rhymes, look in my eyes. No regrets in this life. Though you think about shit, gotta continue to strive. Wanna be like living broke ain't the way. Gotta try to stack it, give yourself your own raise. Escape the pain, go against the grain. Different day of time, synchronize the price to pay. Sacrifice, bitch ass motherfuckers. I've arrived, let's ride, that's ride. Reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. Reach in my pocket, my stress, cigarettes in the lid. Different day and time, I need the presidents. Rolling in the bucket, better drive it like a Benz. Focused on my ends, staring at my review, trying to figure out what the meaning to life is. Yeah, trying to figure out what the meaning to life is. Rolling in the bucket, better drive it like a Benz. Focused on my ends, staring at my review, trying to figure out what the meaning to life is. Yeah, trying to figure out what the meaning to life is.
Shout out to everybody out there still kicking it with us here. This is the Kick It Labs podcast. If you're out there watching on YouTube, shout out to you guys, everybody out there on the Instagram. And if you don't have time to watch this episode today, you can still go back and listen to it audio only on all streaming platforms. So
or you can go back and watch it on YouTube. It'll still be up there as well.
Yep.
And we are still here with BlackJack, man. You enjoying yourself so far, man?
Absolutely. Having a blast.
Dude, I wanted to ask you, now I was just hearing, all the stuff that you've done. What has been one of the hardest things that you've had to deal with as you've been, running these nonprofits?
I don't know that there's negative people.
Okay.
People that are just like want to shoot things down for no real reason other than they're just like unhappy in life.
Yeah.
That can be a drag. Not too long ago, I went to a meeting for the Bonsall skate park that I'm trying to get built. And it was a meeting of this organization that's anti-park and skate park and soccer field. And like, they were just like anti the whole thing. And like this whole group of pissed off people. I was like, whoa, I didn't know I got invited to something like this. And they were just like bitching and angry the whole time. And I was like pretty much directed at myself and the people from the county that were there.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this sucks. I was in a bad mood for like weeks after that. Man, negative people. No bueno.
Yeah. That's a big thing in a lot of industries is how you take information and how you give out energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a huge thing. Are you a big spiritual guy? Are you like energy based? Because nowadays you have a lot of people that have their crystals and have their shrooms or whatever it is, right? They're in the universe type of thing. How do you deal with things?
I'm pretty down to earth. Just karma seems to be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, just just believing in positivity, pretty much.
Yeah.
In all directions. Like all the religions are basically similar.
Yeah.
It's all kind of like the same idea. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I tripped out on, when I studied the isms in school of all the different religions and stuff, and you break it down, and they all are basically similar.
Yeah.
And just written down in different languages, So
different structures, different names, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I did too. Like I studied a lot of different religions because just me growing up, I wasn't gonna let anybody tell me what I could believe, what I can't believe, So I wanted to definitely like venture out and try different religions. And to me,
how else are you gonna know what's right?
Right. Yeah. And then to me, I ultimately said like, you know what, like I don't need to be a follower of a church or this and that. Like just me and my God, man. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
That's pretty much how it really should be.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to anyone, but when religions get too gigantic and organized, like they become corporation-like, and when anything gets that big, it just kind of the same things kind of happen.
Yeah.
I think everybody just kind of needs to just follow their own path of positivity and whatever God they believe in.
Yeah.
And use that to do the right thing in life, not to to find a reason to hate somebody else who believes in a different God because it was written down in a different language for them,
Yeah, definitely. And it's crazy because, like, to me, religion and aliens could almost be the same thing. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Crazy how similar some of those prophets are.
I mean, dude, and I've even said, like, what happens if, something happens to humanity and the thing that's left over is like a Spider-Man comic, and then that's like, I guess this must have been their God, Like that's as simple as it could start.
Yeah, that is crazy. How do you feel about like where we are at in the world right now? We're like one big catastrophe away from starting over civilization. Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, things have gotten pretty stupid.
Yeah. It is wild, man.
Yeah.
But
it's always been, there was the whole Cold War thing, and it was like, in school you had to learn how to get under your desk because there was going to be a nuclear bomb. And it was
Yeah.
somehow going to save you getting under your little metal
Yeah.
desk when somebody's dropping a nuke. But
It's crazy, yeah.
so it's always kind of been, it's like kind of human nature is, you know, every country wants to be the most powerful. Every leader wants to be the most powerful.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's, if you obsess over it and just like, you know, scroll through the news and just, you know, immerse yourself in the negativity, you just fall down the rabbit hole. You know,
Right.
you're just like, oh my God, everything is just completely fucked. God, you know, and,
Yeah.
and you kind of got to just go, okay, whatever. I can't do anything about this. It's kind of the same thing that keeps happening in the world, you know, for literally time immemorial. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, oh, wars. We're having a war. It's like, yeah, well, we've been having those.
Yeah.
You know, we've been
It's
having
never
those
stopped,
since
yeah.
day one.
Yeah, it's human
Yeah.
nature, man.
It's
Yeah.
crazy
That's what
too.
it is.
Yeah, and somebody at work told me there's an older gentleman there, and he's like, you know what? Doesn't really matter. Like, I just noticed that since I've been getting older, I've been getting more pissed off. But I also intake a lot more information, and I also, you know, see.
Yeah, you
More
get
shit.
more cynical. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of those things that you were like, hey, this is going to be rad,
Yeah.
turn out to be BS.
Nah,
and
yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, that's a disappointment.
Oh, well, that was a goddamn lie. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
that's the thing you fight really as you get older. You gotta try and keep that positivity.
Yeah.
Because as when you lose that as you get older, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, 100%. And this day and age where we have technology, AI, when are we getting a hoverboard, man? Hoverboard, skateboard, yo, let's go. I need it.
They probably already have them
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
It wouldn't surprise
Just
me.
all the rich people keeping them, man.
That's what'll happen. Is like they'll come out and they'll be like these commercials, these people, and they'll be like blasting around hovering, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, and it's only 17.5.
Yeah.
I'm like,
dog,
oh, I was
yeah.
stoked until then.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
man.
with phones. They're giving you like the new model, but like, you know, the super rich, technologically advanced people.
Yeah.
They've like that's like 5 years ago.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you people still use that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's crazy too because I've been seeing like maybe 5, maybe 10 years ago they started having those things you can stand on and you just hold on, but you lean forward for it to go forward, right?
Yeah,
They put
yeah.
like
What do
they put
call
like
it? Oh,
police.
Segway.
Yeah.
Mm.
They put like park and rec people on them or police or something to just go through cities and stuff
Yeah.
and ride on them.
Yeah.
You're starting to see those kind of disappear.
Oh yeah, well remember the huge electric scooter craze in San
Yeah.
Diego? They
Yeah.
were like everywhere. It was going to be the next thing, and then it was like, oh well, now they're filling up the trash and they're
Yeah.
filling up the bay, and
Yeah.
we got to clean them all up now. Now they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone. They had their 15 minutes.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, but in this day and age, man, technology. Just 20 years ago, you know, we got an iPhone or we got computers or we
Yeah.
got, you know, laptops or tablets.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's like exponentially. You know, it's like one thing happens and then a million others, and just within the last few years, there's
Yeah.
like been 100 years worth of evolution in all the technology.
Yeah, but I mean, catch BlackJack at the first ever BMX hover bike race, man. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Imagine he's just going just
Yeah, it's gotta
on dirt,
be,
but not touching the dirt.
yeah, and I'm sure it'll be, you know, it'll happen, and then we won't even notice.
Yeah,
And they'll just be everywhere, and you'll be like, oh, kind of like the electric bikes happen.
yeah, yeah.
And then you like drive by a school, and they're like, a million of them come out. And you're like, oh, they got popular, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second half of the Kicker Labs here. We're here with BlackJack. So, second half is a little bit more lax, a little bit not necessarily like an interview process anymore. Now, we kind of just kick it and talk shit.
My
Right.
favorite thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I got a couple questions here, and this goes out to everybody out there watching as well. Please tune in, comment, let us know if you guys have questions as well. We'll read them off. What are you watching right now on TV? Like, do you have any favorite shows that you're watching?
You're
or-
laughing.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, anything that's really old and
Nice,
crappy, and
nice.
black and white. Yeah, I watch
Really?
a lot of vintage shit, old comedies like
Yeah,
like the Monsters and Lost in Space and that kind of crap. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yeah,
MASH,
yeah.
Scooby Doo.
Yep.
Original Scooby Doo.
Yeah, original
Original
Scooby. Yeah,
Scooby-Doo.
yeah. Then you can get into like the Scrappy era, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, none of the CGI stuff going on right now.
Keeping it old school, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the old stuff.
Yeah. I think like all that CGI was another thing like that came, and it's like they're acting in front of green screens and you can't see them when you can't see what's on the screen while they're acting, but then they put it all together. It looked pretty cool. Now AI is kind of taking over that, and they might not even need actors.
Yeah, eventually
Pretty
there'll
soon.
be you can just make an image of an actor.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have them do all that human stuff. That's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that difficult stuff.
Yeah.
They gotta eat and sleep. And
yeah. Yeah.
any of that.
This thing can just keep going.
Then AI is gonna have rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets into a whole different situation, man.
That is
Oh,
crazy.
it'll eventually, I'm sure, turn into some either good or horrible thing, or both, which is kind of always the way
Or
technology
horribly
is.
good, or
Right. You know, I've been watching like Game of Thrones, right? So new age stuff that takes place back in the day, type of thing, right? I've been super intrigued on that kind of stuff right there. Have you ever caught an episode of Game of Thrones or anything like
haven't.
that? I think you would like it. Even
will
though
check it out.
I tell everybody that they're gonna love it because I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely I would check that out right there. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool
I'll
right
scope
there.
that out.
You know, dragons and dungeons and stuff. Come on now, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
can't go wrong
nah,
with that.
yeah, ever.
Yeah. It is crazy, man.
Actually, Dungeons and Dragons. I remember I got thrown out of. I think I went to 6 schools in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And I was always the new kid. And then eventually, I got used to it. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember going to Fallbrook High, and everybody had attitude, big time. I was like, wow. And there was this group of kids sitting over on the lawn playing Dungeons and Dragons, like the total nerds. And I was like, I shall hang with them. I had like a 1.5 foot tall mohawk at the time. And they're like, hey, what's up, dude? You want to hang with us? It's kind of weird. I was like, you know what? You guys are cool. You're obviously smart. Jocks are going to want to fuck with us. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hung with the D&D dudes at
Nice.
Fallbrook High until they tossed me out of there too.
why they toss you out?
I don't know. They always found a reason. I didn't like going to class particularly. I like to
Right.
read, and just like learn all the shit. It all came from books, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get bored and you're like, I'm not going to that class anymore. And they don't like that. When
Yeah.
you make your own schedule.
What?
Yeah.
They get really upset with that. And they suspend you, which gives you more of your own time. You're like, cool. And eventually they quit suspending you and they expel you. And you're like, well, perfect.
Yeah.
Now I can do stuff with cars and motorcycles and bikes and, and skating and all that stuff that I want to do. My dad owned a car lot, so I was just like, I just want to go wash cars, make money, be grown up. I don't need this whole, like, learning to deal with assholes, which is basically what school is.
Right. It is.
That's pretty much, it's just learning to deal with people.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's like a big daycare, and just a pool of kids processing their brains and figuring out how to use their brains until they're good to go, and then all right, going to the world. Yeah.
Yep. And we all learn different things in that process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It is crazy, man. Did you catch that Woody over there all tatted up? Look on that side right there behind Louis. We got a Woody back there. You can't see it today, but sometimes you can catch him. Yeah, we got tatted up Woody right there. Still have no idea how we got here. Still have no idea how half of the stuff got in here, but
This was looking for Andy, dog.
yeah.
Yeah, you get old and you have like a ton of shit like that you're just like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
What's its purpose?
Yeah, it does happen, man. It does happen. But let me go back a little bit and backtrack. I wanted to talk about the Brooks Theater, how we did the lowriding event right there.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That I think was super awesome, and
Yeah.
it opened a lot of eyes, not just in the everyday community, but in like the city officials, the leaders, they're like, oh wow, lowrider guys can be civil and
Have a
and
panel and
Yeah, right.
yeah.
make a nice video. What?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And
Well, and you know, they don't know often the history of these things that they
Mm-hmm.
don't understand, that
Right.
upset them, whatever, and they start to learn about it, and they're like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool.
yeah, I think that was a huge day for North County lowriding.
Absolutely.
And just in general lowriding. I thought it was a fantastic event, and even that lowrider community realized like, oh, we can actually do some cool shit,
Yeah.
you know, which is pretty awesome. And it was a full house in there. It was fantastic. We got to DJ there and help out with the sound. So to us, we were super honored to be there.
Yeah, that was
And
cool.
seeing you in there, like that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, walking in, I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm gonna know it. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's funny, man. It's great. And shout out to Matt Strange. Shout out to Jimmy Figueroa
Mm-hmm.
and the members, homies, for doing that right there.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
huge. That was huge.
Yeah, we need to do more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we talked about earlier. You know, there's that whole getting accepted thing. Then it goes too mainstream, but at the same time, you want people to know what it's about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can make their decisions. You know, one way or the other.
Sometimes it feels like a double-edged sword type of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, more knowledge is always good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me ask you though. Let me switch it up real quick. What's one of your favorite conspiracy theories?
Mm.
Oh, I don't know.
Coming
that I
out of
have
left
a
field right
favorite
there.
one.
Or which one do you believe it has the highest chance of it being true, or that you think is true?
Here we go. He's about to go on a roll right now.
Yeah, here we go. I don't know, man. The whole aliens building the pyramids thing is kind of entertaining.
Yeah. Are you? Do you believe in aliens?
I don't. I haven't really made a call on that until I see one personally.
Right.
I feel it.
I've kind of like that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Does it exist? I don't know. Have I seen it personally? No.
Right. To me, I really wish it's true. Cause I want to see some shit. Sometimes I wake up on Monday mornings. It's like, man, just aliens.
Yeah, is this all there is?
Aliens come already, man. Just I don't want to go to work today. just wish a spaceship can just come on down and I can call work. Man, there's aliens outside. I'm not coming in, dude.
Not gonna be able to make it today.
Yeah, man. I think
This guy's telling me, take me to your leader.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering about how I answer that question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That dude's probably sleeping.
Yeah. But it's crazy, and I wish it's true. But you never know. You never know what's
I
going
try
on.
not to get into the whole political conspiracy theory things because they go back and forth endlessly.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, I try not to get into that whole thing. The whole, you know, you got to be one or the other party or you're
Yeah.
wrong. And that turned out to be a huge problem when I was working with the cities is, you know, if one party claims it's their idea, they love it, but then the other party's going to hate it. Like, let's
Yeah.
have a skate park. And if the Democrats say it, the Republicans hate it. If the Republicans say it, Democrats say it. It's like, well, it doesn't really matter what you're saying. It's just that you said it and you're on the other team.
And
Right.
that's on the national scale too, not
Absolutely.
just local,
Absolutely.
and even worse at the national scale.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
That we have to get over that to make anything better.
Yeah, and I think it hinders us as a nation just moving forward. Like, it feels like the last few presidents, somebody does something, the other president vetoes that and takes it away.
Yeah.
and-
Oh yeah, it's like mood swings.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, this guy did it. Nah, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, you know.
And in the meantime, like millions of people are totally affected. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, wait, can you guys knock that off? Back
Yeah.
and forth.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But how local politics is a big thing that we see, especially in the lowrider community. What they the rules that they set, the way they feel that day, makes big moves and big waves in all of our communities.
Absolutely.
Um,
See, that's where the education comes in.
Right. Like I think we all not necessarily go to every what do you call them, like the meetings and stuff that they have.
Yeah,
You don't have to
council meetings
necessarily
and all that stuff.
not necessarily have to go to every single one, but just get some knowledge. you don't even have to go. Sometimes you can just watch it on your phone on Skype.
Well, you know, you can request meetings with these people and just talk to them face to face.
Yeah.
You think like, oh, they don't talk to people. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Just call their office and say, hey, you know, I wanted to talk to you about this issue or that issue, or you know, just the state of the community, whatever. And a lot of times they'll be like, okay, what's your schedule look like, you know? And, and that's really the way to work things out, you know, to make friends with people, talk shit over.
Yeah. Do you know Joe Green?
I do.
Good man right there.
Yeah.
It's a good man right there.
Yeah, he worked on the skate park project with us.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's a great person. He's probably one of our really great friends that works in the city of Vista, and he's been nothing but straightforward. You know, when things can happen, he'll push them forward. When things can't, he'll tell us what we need to do to make sure that does happen the next time. Right.
Yeah. That's been a thing is having to make friends with the, you know, and you'll have a whole group that you're like, hey, these guys are great, you know, they want to support us, and then the election happens and they're all out.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, you just
gotta
changed
restart
all my
all
people
over.
on me.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing too.
I was like, give it some time. Like,
Yeah,
we don't need to
that's the thing with
switch so
politics.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the president put this in place, but it won't. It's gonna take like 7 years. Like, might not be there in 7 years.
Yeah. If it takes more than a couple of years of your time, then you can pretty much be sure it's gonna get reversed if it doesn't get finished.
Yeah. And we've been constantly in all governing cities here in North County about venues. You know, like we're really big in the hip hop industry, and one of the hardest things that we have that we find is that there's no venues really. You know, so that's where you get like these parking lot events, and you get these things because we really have nowhere to go.
Yeah,
really have nowhere to go. So we've been in the ear of all local governments, and just trying to explain to them, it's like, man, I know it's different type of town than downtown San Diego or anything like that, but in San Diego, they have a plethora of venues and events that they do, like even Chicano Park out there in Logan and everything. Like they have a beautiful area, a lot of venue spaces, a lot of places to go and just have a function. And that's something that, you know, a lot of times we do things at parks.
Yeah, because it's what's available.
Yeah. So we've been in their ear, and they've been listening. But at the same time, it's been a couple of years already, and you know, one person goes in, and then now they're out, and now there's another person.
Restart.
Yeah, that's a real. I mean, and when you have to restart, you know, it's if you put in really a lot of time and effort, it's kind of disheartening. You're just like, okay, I got to completely start over.
Yeah. And it's a pain. A lot of people won't follow through with having to deal with new people, different people.
Right.
They just give up.
Yeah.
That's the world of politics, right there.
Yeah. And that's your politic talk here on the Kicker Labs. Shout out to
and
you
we're
guys.
over that.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, man. But what do you see as the next step for your nonprofits, man?
That's a scary question because we only were going to have the one, and then it turned into 13, and it's like every time I raise my hand for something, they're like, okay, good, well, then you're going to have to do it, and I have to start another nonprofit. So yeah, I don't even know at this point. We just started the bike one over, and I think that's going to probably become active because bikes are great.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout out to Bike Life.
Yeah, Bike Life Vista.
That's right.
Yeah, we used to be Bike Walk Vista, and Bike Walk is like this big organization, and they get super political, and they're anti-car. And it's hard for me to be anti-car. You know, it's like, oh, hey, that's great with the bikes, and we'll make bike trails and sharrows so people don't get run over, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, and as soon as we get rid of those damn cars, I'm like, whoa, hold up. What did you say?
I like my car, man.
Yeah, that's where we kind of parted company.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still like cars.
Yeah. Do you own any really cool cars?
I own about as many cars as I do nonprofits.
Nice.
Yeah, I got old German cars I love.
Yeah.
But I got 2 Cutlasses.
Beautiful.
Both 84s, a 4-door and a coupe. both apart, of course.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah. And I just love building cars, you know.
Yeah.
And then I get attached to them. Like, yeah, I need to sell this. Well, maybe not. And then you end up keeping them.
That's always how the builds start too. Like, I'm gonna build this, make it look good, and flip it.
Yeah, actually,
And
nah,
then
I
you get
don't
to that
wanna-
point
And then
where
it
it's
gets
like,
too
oh
good.
man, yeah,
It's my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's halfway loyal, you know, if it doesn't have to
Yeah.
come home on the trailer too many times,
yeah.
that's always a
Those
good
are
one.
special right there. Yeah, it is crazy, man.
And older cars, you know, they have personality, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
In new cars, if I was driving new cars, I'm sure it's just like,
Mhm.
well, there's another one, you know, wherever.
Yeah.
But you know, these old cars, like they've got all their own things wrong with them, right with them. You know, they can be kind of rare, whatever. And it's like, just got a lot more soul, you know.
Yeah, and it's crazy too with new age cars now. They don't last as long.
No, they're designed that way.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
designed
they
that
want
way.
you to buy another new car soon.
Yeah,
They figured that out sometime. You know,
get,
it
you
was
got
kinda
your
like in the
5-year
70s.
payment plan and stuff, and then after those 5 years, like your car's gonna take a shit. You're gonna need another one.
Oh yeah, and it's funny too because everybody talks about how I had it paid off in the next week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, wow, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate. What do they have, like a switch? You know, they're
Yeah.
like, oh look, he's paid off. Click.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And it's crazy with these Teslas too. It's like, man, if you don't make that payment, don't worry, that car's gonna drive itself back to the factory.
Yeah.
Don't even trip.
I will. Or
Yeah.
Shut off and kick you out the door, like
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. But you can have as many cars as you want. You can have new cars, old cars, but bikes, skateboards, they're always gonna be there, man.
Yep. Yeah, they are, man. You don't. The thing about it is the government doesn't really regulate them.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a license or insurance or a license plate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the best feelings of freedom, where you're just like, I can just roll.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's gonna be like, oh, do you have your paperwork?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nope.
Yeah, you got
I don't
insurance for
need
that thing.
any paperwork to ride this.
Yeah, and it's got to be a great feeling, like going to a big event and you have your bike or your skateboard and you're just cruising through the whole thing, and
Yeah.
you
You
know,
can park far away.
yeah,
You don't have to be all like, oh, I got to get my car up in there, which
Yeah.
anymore is a nightmare.
yeah, yeah. It is crazy. It is crazy. Well, BlackJack, let the people know where they can follow you at.
Well, let's see. There would be the Vista Skate Park Coalition at Instagram. There's obviously my BlackJack page, which is just full of my own crap.
Mhm.
So the Bonsall Skate Park Coalition. We run 3 scholarship pageants for young ladies,
Beautiful.
which are the Celtic Queen pageant, Miss Bonsall pageant, and the Vista Viking Fest Queen. We've got a non-profit Manx Cat Rescue. We got the bike thing. Just endless.
I love
Some
it.
of them that are inactive until necessary.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And are you involved in the Viking Festival in Vista?
I am on the board. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's. I don't really like putting on huge events, honestly. But it makes money for the lodge and
Yeah.
all that. We recently built a mini ramp over there at the lodge because why not? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the big festivals, they're great when they're at a certain size, and then when you get to the point where you can't park all the people, and it just gets crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of like what happened with Harbor Fest.
Yeah.
You know, it was great. It got too big. It was too great, and then it got ungrown, and then it kind of died, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, it's crazy how things happen like that. So enjoy them while they're here. And-
Everything in life.
in life, enjoy that.
Enjoy it while you can.
And speaking of life, I seen recently you were planting trees.
Planting trees, yeah, for our Earth Day cleanup event with I Live a Clean San Diego and the Creek to Bay project. It was like our 24th annual.
Wow.
Yeah, clean up along especially the riverbeds, because everything goes right into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You see the stuff get washed out of the San Luis Rey down into the harbor. Like after a big flood, go down to the harbor and there's just like piles like 10 feet high
Yeah.
on the beach.
Yeah.
And that's the whole goal, because a lot of that's not just land on the beach; it's going out and into the rest of the planet. So,
Yeah, that is crazy. I just recently seen there's a brewery that you know how you get the 6 packs and it has like the plastic to hold the cans together.
Yeah.
I saw a brewery that's creating like fish food out of those things. So it's
Really?
like, yeah. So if it
'Cause, yeah,
does
they-
get washed out into the ocean or something,
Yeah, they're one of the most dangerous pollutants because
Right.
animals get trapped in them
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So now
That's
it's actually like they can actually it's feeding them.
Yeah, biodegrades. And
Yeah.
then they can yeah, that's great.
Pretty wild out there, man. So if anybody out there wants to get involved in all the amazing things that this man does, just hit him up. I
Absolutely.
usually go to his BlackJack account. There's never fear there of getting to the man, but hit him up on all things BlackJack and all things nonprofit. He's got something for you guys, and if you guys want to get involved in your community, definitely reach out to this man.
Appreciate it.
That's
my bro.
right. That's
Appreciate
right.
it.
Yes, sir. Louis, any last comments in here?
Nah, man. No,
Cool.
we're chilling right now.
I think I got on Instagram cool stuff, man. He says DND Dungeons and Dragons. I'm guessing is
Yeah.
what he's
Yeah.
meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said fire on that one right there, and and then we have music by Lisa. She said, "Oh," with some fire emojis, and then sheesh.
Hey.
There you go. There you go. That was earlier in the podcast. Who knows what we were talking about? But could have been the alien stuff. Who
It
knows?
could have probably the aliens.
But yeah, shout out to everybody out there who made it this far on the episode.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a big round of applause and everything that you do, because
Really appreciate that,
you
my
are
man.
a big leader in our community, and it shows.
Well, you just lead by example, right?
Yes, sir.
It's same thing with like when we're working with the kids or whatever. You don't tell them what to do. Just like if you notice something you like, kid, then follow along.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just-
Do it,
that's
yeah.
all you can do.
That's huge, man. And we're gonna have to get together this summer and maybe do some cool things for our community as a Kick a Lab.
Absolutely.
All your entities
Yeah.
collab right there.
Absolutely, man. Be stoked to do it.
That'd be huge, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Lou, you want to go ahead and round us out here?
Yeah. Catch us every Monday and Thursday live here on the Kick It Podcast. Kick It Podcast through the Kick It Lab channels. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time. And I'm gonna try to do Bruce's phrase. I'm gonna see if if it'll come out. If it doesn't, then
All right.
it doesn't.
Save this clip.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for talking. Thanks for talking up with us. Thank you for smoking up with us, and thank you for kicking it. Peace.
Butchered.